Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to Kenshi, Birth of a Hive, Episode 8. If you need reminders about the rules and goals, here they are. I pause if you need to read them, because I'm not going to linger there. I already know the rules and goals that you all set for me, pretty recently, in fact, in the polls. So, about that, some of these suggestions that I've been getting from some of you, not all of you certainly, are suggestions that directly invalidate some of the rules and goals that you've set forth for me. So I'll give you a for instance, saying something like, oh, you should have a combat squad of 20. Why limit yourself to 10? Well, the rule is 10. Or, hey, you should be able to recruit with princes, not just with the queen. Well, the rule is the queen. If you have a suggestion like that, wait for at least a few weeks. I'm going to, in a few weeks' time, call for maybe another public poll, so that you all can get input, and I can throw all your input into one big poll, and we can all vote on it. But for now, the rules and goals of this series are set in stone. They're not going to be changed because of a suggestion or two. Hundreds of people voted on them, and there is no amount of good suggestion that is going to change them. And yes, some of the rules, for instance, the hiver-only buildings, or only being able to recruit with the queen, do, of course, make the game more challenging, but that's the point, right? So, I don't mind them at all. In fact, I enjoy the added challenge. So right now, the queen here is just sort of cleaning up these cannibal meds. I'm going to go ahead and wholesale a lot of them, especially the ones that are limited usage, because no matter what's left in the charges, they all kind of weigh the same. Looking at the backpacks, we don't have a bone dog backpack. I'm also going to do something a little crazy here, which is to sell off all of the pants. The reason I'm doing that here is in the Cannibal Coast, it is really dangerous to be slow. So I am more concerned with being slow than being unarmored. So yes, that is... seems crazy, I know, but it's something I'm going to do. And for twofold. One, the pants weigh something, and there's someone encumbering. And I'd rather not be encumbered. I'd rather be training my athletics skill 100% or 150% even, because of the full speed bonus. Whereas if you're encumbered, yes, you will be building up some strength, but you will also be building up your athletics a little slower. And then two, I'd rather have the carry weight for other more important stuff. Hello, Queen is stuck, isn't she? No, she's coming. Everyone just walked out without the queen. So, I think there's going to be a lot of stuff happening between here and where I have to settle down. You all voted for the northwest coast, and you also voted that I'm on an island. And there's really only one place that truly fits. There are some micro islands around the Leviathan coast, and there's definitely some peninsula that you could easily wall off and turn into an island. But I'm restricted to hive buildings only, and that does not include walls. If you've ever gone to the Western Hive or the Southern Hive, you don't see any walls. They don't have walls. We don't build walls. So the buildings themselves are going to be hive buildings only, which... I kind of wish that there was more mod variety, because I can tell you right now, not a whole lot of hive variety buildings. But rules are the rules, right? And then, but what's in the buildings, of course, counts a lot more than the buildings themselves. Raiders don't really destroy buildings when they attack you. They destroy people. If you have walls, of course they'll bash on the walls too. So yeah, in this area, one of the main reasons I sold my pants, if you're curious, is the enemies are... I'm never going to be able to really win a fair one-on-one or group-on-group fight here out in the northern coast. Not yet, at least. So my best bet is to outrun them, and I'm not going to be able to outrun them if I'm encumbered. So that is a group of, it looks from here like shrieking bandits. I know they're probably ant-sized on your screen, but They look like Shrieking Bandits to me. The cannibals are more, they're bigger and more red and taller. The Shrieking Bandits are like regular Greenlanders in underwear. So maybe we get to see... Oh, these are scrawny cannibals. You can tell because they're roasting very much people on this spit. Scrawny cannibals versus hungry bandits, maybe? Oh, escape servants. Well, they're all but dead. Definitely circumnavigating that camp. I'd rather not be someone's next meal. And as we pass through the cannibal plains, there's going to be a whole lot of cannibals. So it's not a good place to stop and sightsee. And the other issue is, even if it looks like I can win a fight against an enemy, being unconscious in this area is very, very dangerous. Because what will end up happening is it will attract more cannibals. The cannibals will grab you, they'll abduct you, they'll tie you to a post, and then they'll eventually eat you. Much like the fog. Honestly, these cannibals are just human northern fog. I don't know why there's so many cannibals. There might be an actual lore reason for it that I'm unaware of. But, oh, yep, here's some Shrieking Bandits. So, it's possible to throw them off my scent if I shriek too, and they think I'm just one of them. So, I'm going to see, because Beep, I know, can outrun them. Nope. I forget what the right response is, but clearly they didn't buy it. They are full tilt sprinting at me anyway. Actually, what I'm going to do is have everyone run their top speed away. Now, these Shrieking Bandits, they're not particularly strong, but their attacks do dwarf mine. Despite the fact that they're naked and malnourished, they are not to be messed with. Because if you look at... each one of them has about the attack and defense higher than Ron, to put that in perspective. So they are stronger than Ron. So a group like that could easily, totally wipe out my army. And without much effort on their part as well. But I can outrun them. I run... Oh, here's some more Shriekers. Yeah, not a place to stop and smell the roses. It's more of a place to get eaten. But I think... Yep, they're still tight on my behind there. They're not going to leave me alone. But we'll outrun them. I'm about, let's see, their top speed is 16, 17. I'm about 5 miles an hour faster. It's like 2 smart cars on the highway racing. Trying to outrun one another. Another issue is I probably should have purchased some food back at that fish town. Because I don't have a whole lot of it. But I am heading into the Leviathan coast. So the advantage of the Leviathan coast is... Wow, that one really... Goal, assault. I like it. The Leviathan coast's advantage here is that there is a lot of Garu and a lot of beak things. And they fight each other constantly. And kill each other constantly. So I'm... Oh, here's some berserkers. Berserkers are also not fast enough to catch me. And they might go to... Oh, yes, this is a 3-way fight. It's scrawny cannibals versus Shrieking Bandits versus berserkers. I'm not going to hang around and try to pick the dead here, because honestly, this battle is just going to attract more combatants. And I'd rather just get going, get to where I want to be. If there is a battle for me to pick over, it's going to be one where there's food to be earned, not just tiny medkits or whatever. That Shrieking Bandit that's out in front, she is persistent. She has harangued me constantly. So here we are, Leviathan Coast. and Leviathans. Now, if you're curious if I could kill one, no. Let's look at their weakest body part, their head. 3,700 hit points compared to my 75. Additionally, although it does not look like their attack's that strong, if this thing stomped on me but once, I would be dead. Like, half of everyone would die. It could snuff me out so quickly. Like, within 10 seconds of fighting that thing, I'd be totally wiped out, everyone dead. Luckily for me, they're not particularly hostile. Like, they don't get pissed off at you, and they're not temperamental. Like, so as long as I leave them alone, they'll more than likely leave me alone. They're also slow. So if I did want to kill one and I had an insane amount of ammunition, I could. I'm not saying it'd be impossible. It'd just be not so practical because they're also not that valuable. Alright, so I'm a little tired of being chased. And at this point, they've thinned themselves out so thinly that there's only 2 of them left. And I could probably kill these 2 without breaking too much of a sweat. So what I'm going to do here is have the crossbowmen put down... Okay, they're fighting each other now. I'm just going to wander away. I really don't have any interest in getting hung up here. Now, what I am interested in, if you're curious, so Queen's the slowest now? Cool. Is following around or trying to find a Garu versus Big Thing fight, because Hive... Oh, wow, they're still following me? Hive structures are built with rotten meat, raw meat, and leather. Animal skins, not leather. Animal skins. And I have none of that. So if I'm trying to put down roots, I need to loot some of it, and the best way to loot it would be to find dead or dying beak things. Discovered an outpost. I'm not going to go outpost looting just yet. There is some ruins. Outposts are a lot more dangerous than ruins. Ruins... Oh, so here is the Garu. They got pissed at this Shrieker, and they've killed the Shrieker. Every now and then the Garu will turn on you, but you generally get a conversation warning. One of the characters in your squad will give you a warning about stand really still, don't piss off the Garu. It happens pretty infrequently. I'm not exactly sure what the chance of pissing off Garu is, but it's pretty low. You only see it a few times. And what I'm eager to find is gutters fighting Garu. Now, if I had to outrun Garu, it'd be really tough. They're faster than me. Oh, so this Leviathan just got pissed for whatever reason and is hostile. As you can see, it screamed at me or whatever. I'm not even sure what a Leviathan noise sounds like because there aren't recorded noises for them. And mousing over it, I get a red cursor, meaning it is hostile. Which means don't let it near me. I have no idea why it got pissed at me. But there's no way I can kill it. I don't even have enough bolts. Even if I had inventories full of bolts, I don't even have particularly good crossbows. So there's some tech hunters up ahead. They're not going to pay me any attention. See, most Leviathans, as you can see, aren't necessarily hostile. I don't know what makes them hostile, but I have to keep an eye out for it because if I don't watch for it and they can take me by surprise, I lose everyone. Like everybody, really, really quickly. So these are all ruins that I can pick over sometime in the future when I have space for it, meaning maybe a backpack for thorns or another Beast of Burden's backpack. Who are you? Why are you... You're probably a tech hunter. Yep. Hanbu the tech hunter. Yep. So these Leviathans, for instance, aren't pissed at me. But I don't want to get them... I don't want to allow them to get too close because they could turn on me at any point. And if I'm too close and they stomp on me, Lights out. At least until I'm stronger. So here's some gutters up ahead. And a pack of wild garu. And they're going to go to war. And if it's only 2 big things, my money's on the garu. In fact, I will attempt to... Oh, I don't even need a lure. These garu are going to do it for me. Oh, maybe they won't. Come on, big things. Wakey, wakey. Oh. The rest of the pack wandered off. Who are you? More tech hunters? Cool. So these garu are going to die for sure. It's food, but I would have preferred the big things die. So in fact, I can sort of force that. Oh, never mind. I don't need to force it. These garu are going to town. Plus, the tech hunters were here. Okay, so these big things have died. Now, I do need to loot the fowl meat for construction purposes. So I'm not going to put it in my backpack, because if it's in my backpack, anyone could eat it, and they will, in fact, eat it. So I'm going to put it, as you can see, the raw meat's already disappearing. I'm going to keep the raw meat, the fowl meat, rather, in my regular inventory. That way it can't be munched upon, because I believe princes and queens won't eat it normally, and you only share food that's in your backpack. So that's why I'm being careful about that. Alright, so there's a lot more leathers and stuff here than I just took. Another concern I have is encumbering Queen too much, so let's go ahead and make sure that she is sharing the weight with Beep. So she's at 17. 17 is probably enough to outrun most of what's dangerous out here, so I'm not too worried about that now. As you can see, they're all mowing down on the gutter meat. So Silvershade and Hella have the raw fowl meat, which will allow me to construct with it. There is no lack of regular meat, and then what I'm going to do once I'm all looted, I will distribute the weight so that we can move at normal speeds. But that's a lot of food. Of course, thorns. Oh, thorns just ate. Some of this meat here is going to need to be cooked because Queen and the princes are not going to normally do that. But I don't want to cook all of it because some raw meat is necessary. So I'm going to have Beep put a stack of his 5 on. Okay, these are tech hunters. We're safe. We're just keeping a close eye on what neighbors I have. Alright, so Queen needs to lighten up a bit. She's at 17. Hella's at 16. Hella, let's have you trade with Oboro. So he's at 19. Oboro's at 18, so Oboro trade down with Meat Pants, who's 23. Okay, maybe a little bit more. Okay, 21, 20, 23, 22, thorns. Okay, so Queen. There's really no good way to ditch this weight unless I hand off the backpack. And then give her, like, a bolt. So 19 is, I think, the slowest. Yes, it is. Okay, good. Everyone is full speed. Or full enough speed that we can get moving. Gonna have Queen. I'm gonna individually feed the Queen and the princes. Just so they're not malnourished or anything. Hella's a prince. Actually, given that Hella's a prince, let me move you. Hella should probably convert over to crossbows sometime soon. Looks like he already ate. Or he's not hungry. but he doesn't have weight for that. Trade with Cookie. Alright, that's the last of the meals. Cool. Let's dismantle this campfire and push on. Thorns is almost out of his malnourished phase. That's good. So now that we have all the building materials we need for our first hive, I think, let's get building, right? Let's not make too many more stops, because we are about at our weight capacity. I suppose Beep could carry some more stuff, but everyone else is either full or at weight capacity. Green and Beep could carry a little bit more. That's about it. No, Pillar 2. Okay. That's not as bad as I thought. So thank you, Garu, for taking out the big things. Oh, here's another fight. This fight, I think the big things will win. Oh, nope. More Garu just spawned in. So if I'm ever hungry, there's a lot of good carrion scavenging around here. Plus, the Garu are herbivores, so they're not even going to eat the beak things that they kill. The kills will go to waste. Whereas the beak things will absolutely eat the Garu. I suppose that's kind of like water buffalo versus lions, right? The lions are more dangerous maybe in a one-on-one, but get enough water buffalo and that's going to tool up a lion. The water buffalo aren't likely to eat lions, I don't think. But the lions absolutely want to eat the water buffalo. So it's a little one-sided. So we're getting pretty close to the island of the Iron Trail. Just keeping an eye out. Oh, we have a random longsword here. I just so happened hit left alt and found just a stray longsword just laying here. Cool, I guess. Oboro. No, who has weight? Pillar, you have weight. Let's check that out. It's significantly better than my club. So, cool. Well, we'll use it. Oh, there's a ninja blade over here, too. Ninja blades are probably worse than most... Oh, and that's a wolf nest. That's what's going on. There's some sort of... These are likely people that tried to mess with the wolves and died. And got completely eaten by the wolves and left their weapons. Wolves wouldn't eat the iron or steel or whatever it's made out of. I'm good with my one longsword. I don't need more. Oh, some pathing problems there, but it fixed itself. I know a lot of people say the game is dark. I have to figure out a way to raise the gamma or the brightness for you all. So it's definitely dark right now because it's nighttime. But as long as I'm zoomed in, there's probably something to look at. This weird footless stub running crew running on little stumps. So now, oh, that one's hostile. So now we're in a different region. The Iron Trail is full of old world robots, most of which broke down. So if you see me mousing over them and it's not a red cursor, they're inactive. They're dead. If I do get a red cursor, it means they're active. They don't move very fast, but they hit super hard. Like one bad hit to the face, and it could kill you. One bad hit to the limb, and you could lose your limb. These spiders obviously are mechanical, so they don't... Ooh, I'm going the wrong way. They don't eat you. Yeah, that's my island right there. That's the future home. but they could very easily kill you in a hit or decapitate you or something. So not to be trifled with, in other words. So as long as I sort of thread the needle around them, like ski slalom. Oh, I got a little too close to these two. They'll leave me alone. Oh no, they're kind of staying put. Kind of reminds me of the Guardians of Breath of the Wild a little bit. Very similar concept, except for these, of course, are much smaller. I suppose there is one robot that comes to mind. Quick spoiler alert, named King, who's, or really any of the Ashland cleanser bots that are a bit more like Guardians. These are like Guardian Juniors. Alright, so one thing I might invest in the future is, okay, these are both the active, is a mod that allows me to build bridges, or at least build the bridge. I'd pay for it. I'd pay for the materials to build a bridge here. But that would allow me to bridge the gap between the mainland and my island. Two reasons. One, for security, because robots and skeletons, they don't swim, they just walk underwater, and they do it pretty quickly. Meaning, when I'm swimming at 2 miles an hour, they're chopping little bits out of me, and there's nothing I can do. This is also true of some of the spiders, which makes the swamp particularly dangerous. If you step into a big pool of water in the swamp and you find yourself swimming, spiders can come underneath you and basically eat you alive while you're trying to swim away from them. And you'll be swimming away from them very unsuccessfully, mind you. And then the other is, if I have a trade caravan going, it doesn't make sense to be isolated. But yeah, here we go. The Iron Trails Islands. So there is some old world ruins on the main island that are far above my ability to combat. But this mini island, for now, is going to be where my settlement is. Think of it as a receptionist desk. I'm not quite able to deal with these spiders here. Some of the issues is they're robotic, they have high defenses, they're tough, they're hard to kill, and they would require a lot of arms and armor to deal with it. So for now, I'm just going to settle on this mini island until the hive matures enough to graduate towards the big one. Shouldn't be too long. Another thing I wanted to mention is that the mod that allows me to build Hive Huts it's very temperamental. So I might need a few attempts at building said hut before the hut gets built, because of how temperamental the mod is. So, for instance, I can't build that one. The problem is the door of the hut needs to be exposed. So if you're trying this mod loadout yourself, this is how it works. There is a door somewhere on this hut. It's really hard for me to figure out which side the door is. And the door needs to be terrain pathable, or the hut won't get constructed. So I'll have to... There we go. I found the door. So the door is this side here. So this hut is constructible, but I probably don't want to construct it like that. So there's a teeny little spike at the back of the hut. Oh, there's a teeny little spike at the front. Well, there's two spikes in the back. Okay. Now I'm orienting myself so I know how to build these huts properly next time. So hit plus to raise it up. Minus is lower it. It needs to be raised up. And then now this hut should be facing sort of the water, if I've done this right. And hopefully will be enterable. And I'm just using the keys that are displayed in the bottom right for building. Apparently I did that wrong, because we can't build that. Oh, where are you going? Alright, what I'm going to do is make engineering a full-time job, so as soon as I have a hut that's laid out correctly, we'll start constructing it. As you can see, quite temperamental. Eventually I'll get good at this, or maybe contact a mod maker that can set it up a little less fussy. Okay, this one is buildable, I think. No? She lunged towards it. Darn, I really shouldn't have gotten rid of the one that was working, even if it was facing the wrong direction. I can deal with the wrong direction. What I might do in the future is set these up off camera, so I can spare you from the trial and the error, because a lot of them just don't work. Or alternatively, maybe in a few weeks' time, lift the restriction of hive-only buildings if I can't get this to consistently... Oh, there we go. Yep, adding material. Okay, now I'm going to instruct everybody to be full-time engineers. We'll build this like an actual insect hive. And for some reason or another, only Queen is the one doing the building. She has an engineering of 1. Is that because no one else can path to it? I'm not exactly sure, but she is building it. Let's have her put thorns down. She also seems to be underground. Alright, she's adding the raw meat. So I guess what I'll do is have Beep trade with Queen. Oh, she's out of trade range. So I think the door is right here. It's exactly facing the way I'd want it to. It's just no one else seems to be able to help for whatever reason. So how many leathers do we need? We need 12, so that was 3. This will be 9 in total. Oops. Beep apparently can't even get close enough to do a traditional trade. So Queen's going to have to solo construct, but that, for a matriarch, maybe makes sense. Let's give her her backpack back. And then that way we can give her 3 more. So that's all 12 animal skins she has. Then she needs raw meat. She's also loaded in some fowl meat, so she needs 10 raw meat. But let's give her these fowl. 1, 2, 3. I think Thorns might have just ate 1 raw fowl meat, which is a bit of a problem because that means that I won't have enough to construct this. But I can always go back and loot some more beak things. Yeah, for whatever reason, I can't enter that. My worry is, once it's constructed, the pathing to it won't work. Let's see, fix stuff. Nothing needs to fix. Okay. That was Shift F12 to get into that dev menu there. Just in case Thorns wants to eat more of the fowl meat, I'm going to pull it off. So let's see. We've entered 11 fowl meat. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 left. Yeah, we're going to be 2 shy or so. That's all right. I know where to get it. I went to so much care to make sure that those materials weren't consumed, and then they got consumed in the last 10 feet. That's how it goes sometimes. So the advantage of being on an island is that the amount of potential invaders are pretty slim. And if I don't build a bridge, if you guys are against it, any attackers are going to be really easy to pick off because they'll be swimming to me. And most people swim really, really, really slow. So that will make it a little bit easy. The disadvantages are also that I can be picked off while I'm swimming, so it's a two-way street. Oh, Hella has another piece of fowl, so I think I'm only missing the one. So I am down by 9, and I have 8. Thanks, Thorns, for eating my home. I guess my own dogs do that in real life too, or they have in the past. Chewed up something they shouldn't have, and it happens. So I'm lightening Ron's weight encumbrance. I might as well, while I wait for her to build most of this, level out some encumbrances here. It's green. Oboro. Meat pants. Alright. Cookie is somewhat encumbered. Cookie has a strength of up to 19. Farmer trader on your way to outpost. Cool. That's kind of nice. That means farmer traders usually are the ones that, well, they'll either have animals to buy or crops that I can sow. And here they are. They're leaving from, I have no idea why they left from Northern Fog Islands. Bless their souls, because they're going to need it. They're in some rough neighborhood. So Queen is formally out of... Oh, we need to add some more raw meat to her. She's out of raw meat cooking, building materials. So adding 5 more. So she needs 2 more than I've given her. So 1, 2. And then the rest of this raw meat, there is no good reason that I couldn't cook it. So I'll have Cookie cook the meat that she has. Abora will do the same. And that way everyone can eat it, not just my drones and soldiers. So yeah, we are down 1 foul raw meat, unfortunately. And then we'll be done. I really hope when I come back I can path into this thing, though. Actually, that's my main concern, is that I won't be able to. So what I'm going to do instead of... is I'm going to have Beep go hunting for looting some... Beep should ditch some of his weight. Hunting for some things to loot. Because he's fast and he has a backpack. And he just unencumbered himself even further. He's the right man for the job. Alright, Miss Cookie. I think it makes sense for Cookie to have all the treats, right? So Cookie will just have a bunch of raw meat. Alright, so Beep's still swimming in the water here. He's fast enough on land that he should be able to outrun these spiders as long as he doesn't get too close and get whacked. But I should pay attention to him. Cookie, I'm going to need to... Yeah, he's already being chased by spiders. These iron spiders. As you can see, they spring into action when you get close. They're kind of hibernating until then. As soon as his little indicator lights up red. Actually, now that I have cooked everything, I can pay attention to him full time. He's going on his own excursion. I think it's probably easier to manage one than the group when I'm just looking to scavenge some beak things. So what I need to do is to get out of the Iron Trail ASAP, because the Iron Trail almost exclusively have these iron spiders. And then as soon as I'm into the Leviathan coast, as you can see, I get fauna again. I'm about to, at least. Beep is happy to be in service in this way. I just used him not because of his unique nature or whatever, just he was the fastest and had room. So it's not that I'm picking favorites. He had a backpack and he runs. Runs good. Alright, we should be able to find some warring gar. Oh, there's some beaks. And some ruins. And more beaks over there. More gutters. Now I just need a pack of wild garu to take care of them. Even more of them. Man, they're everywhere. Well, if I ever need building material, I know exactly where to look. Are you techs? Yeah, they're tech hunters. Just making sure there's no shriekers. Although, even shriekers would be welcome, because they would fight the beak things. Beak things fight everything but other beak things. They're very phobic like that. Pretty much any small group is going to be tech hunters. They usually travel in like 5 or 6 or less or so. Whereas berserkers are going to be about 8. And the bandits, the shrieking bandits and the cannibals are going to be even greater numbers. So here's a swarm of garu, and if I follow them long enough, they will happen upon some beak things. What are you? River raptors? Yeah, this is a big old swarm of garu. So I'll just run with the garu until they find themselves fighting beakers, and I can profit from them. I might even be able to... Oh, yeah, here we go. And it's already dead. Now, unfortunately, the one setback is Beep will eat foul meat. So I have to make sure that there's better things to eat than the foul meat. So what I'm actually going to do is put some of this leather away and stock up on fowl, because... if I have enough fowl, I'll be able to make 2 hives, not just the one. Looks like the farmers are almost at my outpost. So that was actually pretty quick for there to be a trade coming in my way. I'm rather surprised. Previous settlements I've made, it has taken many hours for that to happen. Okay. Well, Mighty Canhead is a named boss who is a cannibal, if I recall correctly. And he's tough. And he is also coming to the base. What I think I can do is... I'll just not be home. There's no way I can take him out. If I fought him while kiting him, it would take ages, hours even. Literal hours, no joke, because his raid is big, as you can tell by the dots. I could try to... Wow, they're moving fast, too. I could try to hire mercenaries, but there's probably no amount of mercenaries to really deter the incoming fight. So here's the farming group that's coming to trade with me. They're Western Hive, oddly enough. Luckily, I don't have a trade embargo, so... I should be able to trade with them. So, Ron, how about you go swim out to the caravan boss while I focus on Beep's maneuvering around iron spiders. And I'd like to cap this episode... Whoa! cap this episode off with something of a success story. So, I don't know what to buy because I don't know what I can grow here. So give me a second. Prospect. It is green 100% and arid 50%. So I can grow green stuff and I can sort of grow arid stuff. So let's talk to you again. So if you take a look at... I guess it doesn't say. Green would be cotton and wheat straw. Hemp, I think, would be swamp. Arid would be cactus. So if I go to build and go to farming, all I have the tech for right now is a vegetable farm, which is green fruit. I'd need to research stuff for other crops. So I think because I have no storage for this stuff, I'm not going to buy anything off them. Seems like a waste because they came all this way, but there's really nothing I need from them. So the other issue here, I need to ditch the iron spiders before jumping in the water. Because they'll outswim me, and Beep has pissed off a good many. Actually, oh boy. Yeah, as you can see, they're swimming after him. Go, Beep, go! I believe in Beep. Swim to the caravan. Make them deal with this spider. So it's moving at 7 miles an hour. I'm moving at 2. What I'm going to do is put my bow people right on the coast here. This is exactly what I said I should avoid to do, and then I did it. I'm going to set them to hold. Beep is already getting... Oh, they recalled. I moved far enough away that they stopped attacking Beep. So I got to be more careful about that, because Beep, that could have been fatal. And Canhead's raid is literally right there. I can see them. So, yeah, next episode's going to be a little interesting. I'm going to have to ding-dong ditch, or the inverse of just not be home. There is really no disadvantage of not being home, because raids don't tend to steal. And even if they did, I have nothing to steal. Alright, so... I think the pathing for this hive here is a little buggy, as you can see. I can't seem to get out. So what I'll do is I'll fix this off camera. So that, or actually I'll show you how to fix it. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to fix it perfectly the first time, but I will try my best. So the way to fix it normally would be to do Shift F12 and then grab the item. And you can kind of move it around a bit. And this is all stuff I normally would have been able to do if the placement mesh was a little bit better. Normally, when you build buildings, it's more obvious how to place them. But these hive buildings were never really intended to be constructed, so as a result, they're a little bit fussier. So what I'm doing here is raising them up. They're supposed to be on sort of stilts. And then if we exit, Control Shift F11. Let's see. Queen and Thorns. Yeah, I might need to do some of this off screen. Let's go back into this and say fix stuff. Nothing needs to be fixed. Where you are underground. Let's have Beep pick up Queen. No, can't get close enough. I might have to do a load of resetting positions or something. I'll have to figure this out. But I don't want to, I'll tell you what the solution was next episode. I don't want to waste your time here. So, a quick reminder, rules and goals, hold off on those suggestions for a bit. until I call for it, because it's hard to keep a log of all that stuff. And if you have any tips, tricks, and feedback in general, drop me a line. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. It was a little extra long for y'all. I'll catch y'all next time. Thanks for watching, and adios.